Today our class is about National Educational Policy. So the main aim of this National Educational Policy 2020 is to achieve complete potential and also to develop equitable and to get justice to the society and also to promote our nation development. Next, this national educational policy has universal access to get quality education. Next, leadership on the global stage in terms of the economic growth, social justice, and also equality. So, with the help of this national educational policy, we get scientific advancements and also we get national integration and preservation of our culture. Next one, this is universal high quality educational policy. Next, according to this National Educational Policy Development Agenda, this is adopted by our India to seek the achievement by 2020. And in the present technology, there is a rise of the concepts big data, machine learning and artificial intelligence. Next, not only we learn, but with this gives awareness about the importance of the learning and also how to learn. Next, education in more experiential and also the integrated way. So this national educational policy gives awareness and also discovery oriented courses and also discussion based on flexibility and also enjoyable way of learning. The aims of this national educational policy is to produce the productivity and also the contribution of the citizens. Next, this education system is rooted in the Indian ethos. Next, what are the concerns in this educational policy? So, education sector will get 6% of GDP and also earlier it was 1.7 percentage GDP, that is the grade points. Next one, there exists a less days encouraged, but there exists more focus on the vocational studies at the school level itself. Next, this policy is boarding facilities in Navodaya Vidyalayas, and this is also a dedicated system for digital and online learning. National scholarship portal for SC students, ST, OBC students, and also that should be expanded. Next, NCC wings in secondary and higher education secondary schools under Ministry of Defense. So next one is three language learning by the children. National Educational Policy is a three language learned by the children and it is also the choice of states, regions and also the students. So the medium of instruction in this national education policy will be the local and the regional language. Next, minimum qualification for teaching this 4 years integrated BEd degree. This is also the minimum qualification and the later common regulatory body for entire higher education, and this policy will give new provisions for the children with disabilities. Next, national mission on foundation literacy and also this is the concern to the MHRD. Next one, the preparation for the children, this is the below 5 years age and Indian scientific language to be the standard across the country. And next concern is it increase flexibility and the choice of the subjects, and this is a new way of experiential learning in all these stages, and this will focus on the idea applications and the problem solvings, and the curriculum will also be get reduced, and this policy will give the information about nutrition and the health regarding the health checkups for the school students, and this policy is also best option for adult learning through these apps and also through the TV channels, and 360 degrees holistic report card for the students, and this will give variable models for the board exams, annual exams, semester and also for the modular exams, and also this is the financial attorney to be given for 45,000 affiliated colleges, and This new education policy is the e-content in the regional language, and also this is the new pedagogical and curriculum structure of 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, which is a modification to the previous 10 plus 2, and this has the multiple entry and the exit programs, and this is also benefited for the National Research Foundation, National Committee for Integration, and also for the vocational education system, best universities to set the campus in the other countries, and this also be equal to the HRD ministry to be renamed as the education ministry. So international students at each institution will also host the foreign students, academic bank to restore the credit system, undergraduate degree courses to have multiple exit options, IITs also to become multidisciplinary institutions, all higher education institutes to become multidisciplinary institutions with the help of this national education policy. And next one, multidisciplinary institutions will be get enhanced by 2030 year. Next, let us see a SWOT analysis of this national education policy. SWOT analysis means strength, weakness, opportunities and challenges. So yes is the strength, that increase the investment of this education by 6 percentage and increase of this by 26.3 percentage by 2018 and 50 percentage of the literacy by 2035. Around 3.5 crores new seats will be get added, but there exists some weakness in this national education policy. Three language will be the choice of the state and regions and the students, and same level of accreditation to any college. IITs to become multidisciplinary institutions. Next, opportunities in this national education policy is 6th standard onwards. There exist vocational courses and the dedicated unit for digital and online learning, and 360 degrees report cards for the students. Next, the challenges for this national education policy is education is the concurrent subject. English will take a back seat. Regional languages will become priority and variable models for the board exams. Next, care education towards we will take care of this education towards the efficient way, inclusive and equitable education system, and the role will appear in international institutions as the policies unit wise, state wise, and also for the local governments, and also for corporate associations to get in new ways. Education system get together with sharing experiences and technology to survive towards the success. And let us appeal for the success and survival for the decent education system to all. So each one teach one. If not, each one catch one and teach one. Okay, these are the key points of National Education Policy 2020 with 6 percentage of the gateway, and it is the quality education. Okay, this is the design of a vision and the framework both in the school education and also in the higher education. So previously it is modified in the year 1992 and later right to the Education Act in the year 2009. So this is the national policy of education which has access and equity. So this is available and also which modifies the previous academic structures. National education policy previously which is modified in according to the previous year from 1986 and later 1992, later 29th July 2020, which has equal access and also the equity. So the previous academic structure which is started at the age of that 6 to 18 years, later 6 to 16 years. This is the previous academic structure, that is 10 plus 2. So this is the previous academic structure. The new structure which is given as in the form of the foundational stage, preparatory stage, middle stage, and also the secondary stages. So classes range, that is 2 years class 1 and class 2 from 6th age to the 8th age, and let 3 years, that is Anganwadi preschool from age 3 to 6, later class 1 and class 2, from age 6 to 8, and later from class 3 to class 5 at the age of 8 years to 11 years. Next, after 11 years to 14 years, class 6 to class 8. This is the stage of middle. Later, from the age of 14 to 18, student will study class 9th to class 12th. This is secondary stage. So, in the foundational stage, student will study first in Anganwadi stage, preschool, up to age 6, and from age 6 to 8 is the foundational stage, and later in the preparatory age, student will study from class 3 to class 5, and in the middle education range, student will study from class 6 to class 8, and in the secondary education stage, student will study from class 9th to the class 12th, that is up to the age of 18. So from the age of 3 to from to the up to the age of 18, student will study the new curriculum structure from foundational stage to the secondary stage. Okay, this is about the brief background about this national education policy. So the brief background about this is India's first national education policy came in the year 1968, and this policy was proposed by Indira Gandhi government, and later second national education policy started in the year 1986 by Rajiv Gandhi government, and later it is modified by P.V. Narasimha Rao government in the year 1992. After that, National Education Policy 2020 came after 34 years. That is the present National Education Policy. So, the first it is proposed by BJP's elections. It is manifesto in year 2014. So, a committee which is headed by Subramanian was formed by MHRD. Another committee of 9 members was headed. Next, what are the three significant changes about this national education policy? So the first, HRD ministry. It is a Ministry of Education. And later second one, GDP contribution towards the education. It is increased by 6%. Later the third significant changes. It focus on the increasing gross enrollment ratio by 50% in the year 2035. Changes in the academic structure. So, current structure and the changes in the proposed new education policy. Previously, 10 plus 2 structure is following. Okay, 10 years for the age up to 16. Later, 2 years for the age 16 to 18, 10 plus 2. First structure 10 up to 10th class, and later 2 up to the age of 18. It is divided into three streams. One is arts, later science group, and next one is the commerce group. So this is the present proposed new structure, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 structure. First one is the preschool, class 1 and 2 from the age 3 to 8, and later class 3 to 5 from the age 8 to 11, class 6 to 8, in the academic age 11 to 14, later class 9 to 12. That is the flexibility of the subjects. And these are the changes in the school education. Students to learn the coding from the class 6 with internships, and later second mother tongue to be the medium of instruction till class 5, and 360 degrees evaluation for the report cards. Changes in the higher education. First, single regulator for higher education, except the medical and the legals. And later, National Research Foundation. Later, flexibility of choosing the subjects with no division into three streams. And after that, structure of board exams will be changed as per semester schedule. Changes in the graduation programs, opening up higher education to the foreign players, and later MPhil to be discontinued, and later free charged by the private institutions. Multiple entry and exit options will be get available. And what are the changes for the teachers? National curriculum framework for the teacher education starts from the year 2021. Minimum qualification of the 4 years is BEd. And what is the timeline for implementation? There will be no admissions in the MPhil, and 4 years UG courses from 2020 to 2021. National Testing Agency will set up by December 2020. So by the year 2040, the education system will be get completely transformed. And what are the limitations for this? Legal changes for some proposals, and the funding schemes a major hurdle, which is proposed to be a mother tongue has led to the debates. Okay, thank you. We all obey that our country is a global leader and we have Digital India campaign. There is a goal to transform India into digitally empowered society with growth of knowledge in the economy. And technology and education has bidirectional relationships. So education leads to the technology. Development in the science leads to the new technologies. So every new technology can improve the process and outcomes of the education. Purpose of technology in the education. Improving the teaching learning with the assessment process and supporting the teacher preparations for the professional developments. Enhancing educational access with both quality and equity. And later next step is how to streamline the educational planning, management and also for the administration. And these are the recent technological advancements. So there exists a growth in artificial intelligence sector, machine learning sector, blockchains, smart boards, handheld computing devices, and adaptive computer testing. Everyone have to learn these skills. Later, National Educational Technology Forum. So this is only to provide a platform for the free exchange of ideas and to implement the technology. The purpose of implementing the technology is to enhance the learning, assessment, planning, administration, both in the school education and also in the higher education, and later to organize multiple regional with national conferences and the workshops. And these are the institutions to be strengthened the development of the nation. That is NEDF, NCRT syllabus, SITE, CBSE syllabus, and NIVOS. And what is the role of HEI? So the development of this e-content in the regional languages and to conduct the research in the disruptive technologies, intercollaborative technologies, then to develop the online courses and to orient the stakeholders and to offer master's degrees and PhD programs in the machine learnings. So what government to give felicitations about this? So government should supply the facilities in order to facilitate the research curriculum. So it should invest in the digital infrastructures, create online teaching tools and also the platforms, and to develop e-content respective to the disseminations, to address digital divides, to create virtual online labs, online assessments and examinations. There should be a blended model for the learnings. And government should give initiations to the online courses. There are several online courses now, that is Swayam. So a student can learn 1900 courses and Swayam Prabha. This is the DTH channels and national digital libraries. So next one is e-Andhra, that is 3000 labs for experiments. And there exists a free open source software for the education. Later 265 labs, online labs. Next one is Shodhagandha, collection of e-journals and for research scholars, and there exists a plagiarism software also to check the originality of the education. And later this is a platform for all educational news. And later PM Narendra Modi e-Vidya scheme. Next one Gyan Vani, that is the web radio action. Next one EPG, that is the Pathshala and Diksha platform for the teachers. There exist e-books and also the e-contents. And later open education universities. Gyana Darshan from the TV for the distant learners. So here every student should learn from introduction to the highest range what is the main objective of this national education policy. After the gap of 34 years, Union Cabinet of our India approved this new national education policy for our country on the date 29th July. So the first educational policy of the century in our India will alters traditional and outdated 34 years old national education policy. Previous policy is implemented in the year 1986, and the main focus of this national education policy is the transformation of the reforms in the school and to develop the higher education systems. Besides this, our cabinet also renamed the Ministry of Human Resource Development to the Ministry of Education. And the implementation of this national education policy, actually this is a policy and this is not a law, because education is a concurrent subject, and this will reforms the proposed implementation between the center and the state. Actually, this implementation has not happened immediately. After several sequences, it has been implemented. And the incumbent government has set a target up to the year 2040 to implement this entire policy. And the government has planned to set up these subjects according to the committees from the relevant ministers in both central level and also the state level. This will develop implementation plans for each aspects of this national education policy. Let us see year by year developments in this evaluation of the national education policy. University Education Commission between the year 1948 to 1949, and Secondary Education Commission between the year 1952 to 1953. Education Commission under Dr. D.S. Kothari 1964 to 1966. Later, National Education Policy of Education in the year 1968. This policy is termed by our Parliament. This is the first national education policy. 42nd Constitutional Amendment in the year 1976. This is the implementation of the education in the concurrent list. National Education Policy implemented in the year 1986. This is the second national education policy. After that, it is modified in the year 1992. This is the action of the program. And the committee for this evaluation for national education policy under our late Sri Subramanian sir submitted in the year May 2016. The ministry announced the formation of a new committee. And let us learn about the background aspects of this national education policy. So there exists a committee to implement this in the year 2020, that is under Ministry of Human Resource Development, HRD. This is implemented in the year 2017 June month. The draft committee submitted this report on the date of May 31st in the year 2019, and this is headed by Dr. Kasturi Rangan. Draft of this national education policy was shared by Ministry of Human Resource Development for public comments. Later, the third national education policy, that is approved by our Union Cabinet of India. Let us learn main features of this national education policy. Due to this, there exist changes in the school education. So, universalization of education from the preschool to the secondary level with 100% GER, gross enrollment ratio, in school education by the year 2030. Later, open schooling system to bring 2 crore school children back into the mainstream. The main objective of this national education policy will expand the age group from 6 to 14 years, that is mandatory for the school children, up to age 18 years. The new system will have 12 years of schooling with 3 years Anganwadi, that is called as the preschooling techniques. The current structure is 10 plus 2, that is replaced by 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. That is the curricular structure that corresponding according to the ages. Year by year, first starts from third age. At the age of 3 to at the age of 8, students will study as the foundational stage. Later, from the age 8 to age 11, that is the preparatory stage. After that, from the age 11 to 14 years, that is middle age. Later, 14 years to 18 years, that is secondary stage. Students of class 10th and 12th board examinations will be allowed to take the exam twice for making the study easier. Later, the teaching of the least grade from 5 mother tongue, other regional language. So due to this, there will be get higher priority to the local mother language also to each state. Vocational education to start from class 6th with the internship. So in addition to the theoretical knowledge, students will learn the practical knowledge and also internships. A national book promotion policy is to be formulated. And due to this, we can track the students' progress by 360 degrees in the progress card for achieving learning outcomes. So without outcome, education is waste. So this will gives the higher outcomes and changes in the higher education also. So this national education policy will do changes in the higher education also. Current gross enrollment ratio of higher education by 26.3, that will be get raised by 50 percentage in the year 2030. So this is basically this is the system of education to all. So national education system undergraduate degree will be either 3 or 4 years duration with multiple exit options within this period. So due to this, college will be mandated to give certificate after completion of the first year in a discipline or either field, including the vocational and the professional areas, and later diploma of 2 year study, or either bachelor's degree after 3 years program. Later, academic bank of credits is to be established to facilitate the transfer of credits. Okay, after that we will learn higher education commission of our country. So this will set up a single overarching umbrella body for either higher education that excludes the medical and the legal education. There are three streams here: engineering stream, medical stream, legal stream. So the public and private higher education institutions will be governed by the same set of norms. So norms should be followed. Accreditation and academic standards. There exist four independent verticals, namely NHERC, National Higher Education Regulatory Council, and later GEC, General Educational Council for Standards, and later Higher Education Grants Council for funding. Last one, National Accreditation Council for accreditation. So these four are mandatory. Regulation should be followed, standards should be followed, funding to the education institution should be strict, and accreditation also should be given. Accreditation is for the standards. And what are the other changes that should be followed for this national education policy? New National Assessment Center that should be either performance, assessment, review, analysis of the knowledge to ensure the development of the students. So science leads to the technology. Learning knowledge in the classrooms is the science, and implementing practically is said to be the technology. National Education Technology Forum (NETF) that will be credited to provide a platform for the free exchange of ideas to use the technology. So, due to this, national education policy will enhance learning system, assessment of the learning, planning new ideas, and administration should implement it. So, the special education for these regions, either it may be disadvantages that will set up gender inclusion funds. So national education policy promotes multilingual systems for both schools and also for the higher education. National institutions, that is IIT translations and interpretation should be set up. Our new education system also focused to increase the public investments in the education. and the sector to reach 6% of the grade pay. India will spend around 4.6 percentages of this grade pay in the education sector. So the first step here we learn is early child care and education. This will be get established with this national education policy. And Anganwadi centers, that is the preschool, will be get strengthened with high quality infrastructure. So they will play with the equipments and well trained Anganwadi workers and the teachers. So this early childhood care with Anganwadi workers will be monitored by the cluster resource centers of the schools. And the education department who shall have at least 1 month contact classes with the Anganwadi teachers for continuous assessments. Next, all school children shall undergo regular health checkups that will be organized by the schools for the health cards. Health cards will be issued to them. Next, this national education policy is open and distance learning programs will be also get priority. So there is open and distance learning programs offered by the National Institutes of Open Schooling. The advantages of these will be get expanded and strengthened for the meetings. So the learning needs of the young people in India who are not able to attend physically to the schools. Next, curriculum and pedagogy to the schools. Learning should be holistic. That should be integrated. Integration should be done with all religions in the schools. Everything should be inclusive. They should be enjoyable in the learning and also the engaging with all activities. So this is the restructuring school curriculum in the new design. 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 curriculum. So first one is foundational curriculum. This is for 3 years. Preschool. Grades 1 to 2. Later next preparatory stage with grades 3 to 5. Later middle from the grades 6 to 8. High school with grades 9 to 12 in the 2 phases. 9 and 10 in the first, 11 and 12 in the second stages. There will be option of exiting at the class 10 and re-entering in the next phase. Next, this shift towards competition based learning and also the education curriculum. Curriculum content will be reduced in each subject to the core essentials and also for critical thinking, discovery based learning, discussion based and analysis based learning. So due to this new education policy, students will be given increased flexibility and choice of the subjects to study. Particularly, this will be benefited in all sectors, in secondary schools, including subjects, in physical education, recreation for the education recreation to the students, arts and also the vocational crafts. So this will be all-rounding development to the students. There will be no hard separation among the curricular, extracurricular and the co-curricular areas, among the arts, humanities, sciences. So this will be a bridge between vocational and the academic streams. So the medium of instruction until at least grade 5, that is the mother language. That is a local language. So all the states do not have the same mother tongue. Some of them will has Telugu as the mother tongue. Some of them has the Hindi. So there exist different languages for them. So the medium of instructions until at least grade 5, but preferably till grade 8. And beyond, there will be the home language, mother tongue and local language. Student whose medium of instruction is the home, that will begin to learn the science and mathematics. Science is for universe learning and also the mathematics for implementation. Grade 6. So that by the end of the grade 9, they can speak about the science and other subjects, both in their home language and also in English. Later, another subject, important subject, that is Sanskrit. This will be offered at all levels of the schools and also the higher education, because it is also important to enriching options for the students. Next, concentrated circular and also the initiatives including introduction in the subjects. So every student should learn artificial intelligence, design thinking regarding the health, organic living at relevant stages. That will be undertaken to develop various important skills in the students at all levels. Every student will take a fun year long course during the grade 6 to 8. So it is like a survey and hands on experience. So without hands on experience, student will never get complete practical skills. Important vocational courses also should be get implemented such that students get experienced in carpentry works, electrical works, metal works, gardening, pottery making, as decided by the states and the local communities. So this will be treated as the skills to the students. Skills, all skills are the practical knowledge based skills. Next, in addition to that, the basic training in the health that will be preventive to the emergency situations, including preventive health, mental health, nutrition in the food, personal and public hygiene. And also some first aid concepts will also be included in the education curriculum. Concentrated efforts will be made by several education streams at the state streams, NCRT and SCRT to significantly reduce the weightage of the school bags with implementation of the online education curriculum and textbooks, so that they no need to carry heavy load in the school bags on the daily basis. The primary purpose of the assessment will indeed to be learning in entire school system. Continuously revise teaching learning process to optimize the learning and develop all the students' educational thinking nature. So the current nature of the secondary school exams and resulting coaching will be get modified today. So even though there is much time of learning the practical skills, there is a lack of the practical skills to the students, especially secondary school levels. So due to this new education system, that will be get replaced and the valuable time will be get spending for true learning only with excessive exam coaching and preparation. So in this system, all the students will be allowed to take the board exams up to two occasions during any given school year and one main examination for improvement. So all the students will take state school examinations in the grades of 3, 5, 8, in addition to the board examinations in the grades 10 and the 12. Next, assessment. National Assessment Center for School Education shall be the standard setting body under Ministry of Education. So the principles of university entrance schemes will be similar. So students will write several entrance examinations for their higher education. There must be one testing agency now, that is National Testing Agency. This is the common testing agency. So this will work to offer higher quality common aptitude test. So aptitude test will increase the students' mental ability. Students will be able to choose the subject they are interested to be tested, either in science levels, legal levels, or in mathematics streams. And each university will be able to see each student's individual subject portfolio. Student is merit in the which particular sector. So even though if parents force the students to study only engineering, so in this national education system, student will learn all-rounding development both in the engineering streams and also the science streams, such that student will cope up in any stream. And the individual subject portfolio to admit the students into the programs. So individual interest and talents will be get measured, and topic centered and project based clubs and circles will be highly encouraged and supported at school level, school complexes, districts and beyonds. And later 4 years integrated BEd programs will be get introduced. In this new education curriculum, teacher ability test will be get strengthened. For subject teachers, suitable TET or NTA test scores in the corresponding subjects will be taken for their recruitment into the institutions. So, to promote the local knowledge and also to expertise them in their events, students will be get encouraged and they will be get supported with suitable resources. Next, specialized instructors will be given in various subjects, either vocational crafts, entrepreneurship, where local or expertise exist. This will help preserve and promote the local knowledge. So, in this curriculum, teachers will be given more autonomy in choosing the aspects of the education system. So, by the year 2030, the minimum degree qualification for teaching will be the 4 years integrated BEd degree. Later, establishment of National Research Foundation to fund outstanding peer-reviewed research and to actively improve the research in both universities and colleges. The purpose of implementing this research is learning new knowledge day by day. So, the main thrust of this policy in higher education is to end the fragments of the higher education year by year gradually into large multidisciplinary universities and colleges. So, this will aim to have 3,000 or more students every year. So, it is envisioned that over a period of time, all existing will evolve into the research intensive universities. So, this will also be get implemented in teaching universities and also in autonomous degree granting colleges. Next, all types of institutions will have the option to run open distance learning and also online programs. So implementing the education courses in the online basis will save lot of time, and at any time student can learn these courses. They are specially accredited also. To increase gross enrollment ratio up to 50 percentage than the present percentage, to increase the opportunities for lifelong learning system. So the phasing out the system of affiliated colleges over a period of 15 years. So by the year 2025, the maximum number of colleges that can be affiliated by the university shall not exceed 300. The undergraduate degree will be either 3 or 4 years duration. There will be multiple exit options within this period, and there will be appropriate certifications. The 4 years program may also lead to the degree with research. Student can obtain the diploma after completing 1 year, or student can receive advanced diploma in any discipline after completion of 2 years, and permanent degree come after 3 years program. So there will be flexibility to different designs of the master's programs. So there may be 2 years program with the second year. For students completing 4 years bachelor's, there will be integrated 5 years bachelor's or master's program. Present curriculum discontinued MPhil degree. Next, model public universities for education. So every student is eager to join in IIT streams, IIMs. There exist multidisciplinary education and research in the universities to reach the global status. Later, high performing Indian universities will be encouraged to set up campus in the other countries. select universities among the top 100 universities in the world. There will be opportunities for the PhD students to assist the faculty as the teaching assistants. Next, using these technology platforms, so one can online training for the teachers and also for the students to increase the education standards. Next, vocational education will also be integrated into all education institutions. This will focus the chosen basic skills. So nowadays, all the job criteria, recruitments will be done basing upon the extra education skills. So due to lack of skills, standards will be get lowered in the engineering jobs. Technology related and vocational education will become a part of large vision. Later, autonomous institutions. So according to this, National Education Alliance for Technology will be get created. So the aim of NEET will be provide single portal various education technology solutions. A rich variety of educational software will be get developed. Teaching learning e-content will be the continuous to develop in the NCRT syllabus and also in the CBSE syllabus, central based, according to the National Teachers Portal. Thank you.